Good afternoon, everybody. How are we doing? Good. Welcome to the 2018 Nuclear Posture Review Rollout, or as we refer to it here in the Pentagon, the NPR. To the American people, this administration's highest priority is your safety and security. 1 year ago, we began a focused and comprehensive look at what was needed to meet this fundamental responsibility. It started with President Trump's national security strategy, and in support, Secretary Mattis led the development of the National Defense Strategy. Both state the need for a safe, secure, effective nuclear deterrent. At the President's direction, the Department of State, Energy, and Defense worked together on a daily basis for this past year for the coordinated whole-of-government analysis of our nuclear deterrent. We leveraged centuries of combined expertise from across the government and the non-proliferation community for a strategy to keep America safe in this century with a deterrent that is modern and credible. This NPR is the result. Today I'm joined by Undersecretary of State Shanahan and Deputy Secretary of Energy Brulette. This reflects the team effort. To Undersecretary Shanahan, every day we in the Department of Defense ask ourselves, how can we give our diplomats leverage so they always speak from a position of strength? The National Defense Strategy, directly supported by the 2018 NPR, is our answer. So now to the NPR itself. This review is consistent with U.S. nuclear policies since the end of the Cold War. It reaffirms that the fundamental role of U.S. nuclear policy is deterrence, and continues our clear commitment to non-proliferation and arms control. Since the end of the Cold War, the United States has worked to reduce the number and role of nuclear weapons. But the world looks different since the last NPR in 2010. The challenging and dynamic security environment requires steady action to strengthen deterrence. This NPR responds to today's security needs with a tailored nuclear deterrent strategy and flexible capabilities for effective deterrence. A one-size-fits-all approach has its limits. This NPR ensures we can deter any potential adversary because they are not all alike. We must keep America's deterrent credible by making it modern. The 2018 NPR calls for modernizing the nuclear triad and command and control system, which is necessary, affordable, and long overdue. Our nuclear triad has kept us safe for over 70 years. We cannot afford to let it become obsolete. The NPR also makes recommendations to keep our deterrent effective for our world today, namely lowering the yield of some existing submarine-launched ballistic missile warheads and bringing back nuclear sea-based launched cruise missiles, a capability our nation had for decades. Neither recommendation requires developing new nuclear warheads. Neither will increase the size of our nuclear stockpile. They break no treaty. They align with our non-proliferation commitments. They strengthen American deterrence. Some will say any additional capability, no matter how measured, increases the chance of using one of these weapons. On the contrary, it is the exact opposite. The NPR states, and I quote, The United States would only consider the use of nuclear weapons in extreme circumstances to defend the vital interests of the United States, its allies, and partners. The NPR clarifies long-standing policy that extreme circumstances could include significant non-nuclear strategic attacks. This clarification is stabilizing. It lowers the risk of nuclear use by anyone. The United States does not want to use nuclear weapons. We do want to maintain an effective deterrent to keep Americans and our allies and partners safe and secure. Undersecretary Shanahan will speak to our NPR engagement with allies and partners. But before he does, I want to thank the men and women of our nuclear forces. Your dedication keeps America safe. We look forward to working with Congress as we implement these recommendations and for ongoing support for nuclear modernization. We also look forward to working with our allies, partners, to reduce the chances that these weapons will ever be used.